Hey,
Good morning.
how are you?
Good, great. Hey, before we get started, I have to give I know it's hard to believe because I'm not that old, but I got to give a shout out to Ava and Bodie, our grandkids that are home. They
they
stay the
watching?
night. I think so.
Okay.
So we'll see, unless they fell back asleep. So
They better watch.
Wake up.
Did you make them breakfast before you left?
I did not. I did not. Nope. But
What's that like? That's got to be fun having the kids
it's a
over.
blast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a blast.
You're right. You don't seem old.
No, I'm not. I know at 28, it's very.
It's,
weird
I
to
get
say
it. It's amazing that you
That's
actually
amazing.
do have grandkids.
Yeah,
So
thank
you've been traveling a little bit, and I want to talk about the Travelers Championship because you got to go out and you were, of course, the guest there and watch that. But you had an interesting experience the day after the tournament ended.
Yeah, I did. I got a lucky invite. I mean, it's lucky to be there as it is, right?
Yeah.
But then I got to play the course the Monday morning after they finished the tournament,
Wow.
and I actually got to play a few holes with Harris English. I hate to take any credit that I helped him finish so well
Yeah.
recently. No, just kidding.
Well, actually,
and Nick Taylor was also there.
And those guys can sling
Oh,
it.
it's unbelievable! I tell you, in the most difficult, they of course moved the tees up.
Sure.
Thankfully, everything else was as is. I was really nervous for a lot of people that were cleaning,
Yeah.
and picking things up. I
Yeah.
thought you shouldn't be here. I could hit you at any
Yeah.
time.
Oh, it's.
But the rough is what is so unbelievably
Yeah.
difficult. I lost my ball. I mean,
Really?
oh
Just in the rough, yeah.
yeah, all the time.
did you meet Harris English's caddy?
No.
Oh, because he was banned from going to the British Open. They wouldn't give him the visa to come over because he had a drug conviction from 30 or
Years
so
ago.
years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow, I
Harris
did
had
not
to,
know
had to get a
that.
new caddy for the Open, but
Wow.
still
And he
ended
did
up
well.
winning. Yeah.
Well, I hope he doesn't dump his old his original. But what a great person,
Yeah.
Went to Georgia, from Georgia, just a great guy.
That's cool.
I mean, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was fun. That was quite an experience.
Well, let's stick with golf. Golf carts are all over the place, and sometimes I'm irresponsible on them. I have been in the past. Oh, goodness gracious. Now, you can't get on the internet, Dave, without seeing a video of some people acting
Yeah.
like clowns on the golf cart. When is a golf cart insured and when isn't
Yeah.
it?
The easiest way to think about it is if you are driving on your property, your homeowner's liability, right, will extend in case of injury to a third person and whatnot. When you leave your property, your homeowners does not extend
your
and
own.
follow it. So it's so important to have it, not necessarily the comp and collision at times, right? Because who knows what the value is. There's some real nice ones
Sure,
out there.
sure.
But it's the liability. It's the, heaven forbid, you've got the kids on it,
Right.
and their friends that are over in a pool party, and you take off and go down through the neighborhood, and one falls off and injures himself. That's where it doesn't matter till it matters.
Right. And that has to be a common occurrence.
It happens more often
Yeah.
than we would like, of course.
No, as you said, there's all these channels on
I mean,
TikTok
some people
and
are
YouTube.
doing it on purpose, which is just that's a whole nother topic. But
Yeah. So golf course. Yeah. So if you leave your property, just know, and it's so. We have ours insured, with Progressive. It's like $78 a year.
right, talk about peace of mind.
Well,
mean,
and
it's
the rules about driving, because it is legal in Clark Lake, Homer, a few other areas where you can't drink and drive, whether it's a car, a bike, or a golf cart. It's still illegal.
That's right. I mean, generally speaking, it's treated as a motor vehicle.
We've had summer floods. Thank
Oh my
goodness
God.
here in our area we've been lucky, but that's going to be a problem because when you look at Texas, they're saying, "Oh, well, these were flood maps. You should have known." But what, flooding? We've got other things that could happen that are water related.
Yeah. A big misunderstanding is a lot of insurance policies may have some coverage for what we call water backup of sewer and drains. And people sometimes get confused as to what that is compared to what a flood is. So the easiest way to think about that is if water comes into your home from the inside,
Okay.
right, through your sump pump, right, or through your drains, that is water backup of sewer and drain coverage. If water comes in your home from the outside, that is flood.
Okay.
And flood, I always say, 99 out of 100 times, flood is not included on a general homeowner. So
That's
the
interesting.
devastating floods that we've had, most of those homes, I bet, are not insured
Right.
What
properly.
about
Just
like
'cause-
through the roof? If water comes in through the roof, because we've had some really heavy rains, and I think in those cases, 10 inches an hour, things like that, there will be roofs that will not be able to sustain that kind of volume.
Yeah, if it comes through the roof, then you get into a little gray area, right? And whether or not they think that there was a maintenance issue with the roof not being maintained, right? You get into some questions there. I actually recently, as crazy as it sounds, I had a claim. It wasn't with me. It was a friend of a friend that reached out and asked for some advice. And they hired a contractor that installed the shingles upside down. And that was not covered
Because of the way
because
it was.
it was poor workmanship,
Right.
and he had to sue the contractor.
It's hard to argue
try
that,
yeah,
right? I mean, if you
right.
put them on upside down, wow.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That sounds like someone
it
you
was
would have hired back in the day.
I think, was that on Helena Avenue? I think I saw that.
Let's talk a little bit about Texas, and obviously we saw the amount of devastation. Now, homes and properties are just completely gone from where they were. And yes, they were in a flood zone, but a lot of people did not have insurance. What happens when everything is just literally 10 miles away? Everything has been moved. The property doesn't look like it used to look anymore. Obviously, it's a big task.
Yeah, it's a huge, massive undertaking, and most people, unless they are in a flood zone where their mortgage company requires them to have flood insurance, it's probably, I dare say, one of the, most under spoken about coverages there are out there. But no, it's gone.
Yeah.
You can't even build. I mean,
Well, no,
the
I
land
mean,
is
the
gone.
land's gone. I mean, the land's going to
Yeah.
Yeah.
be changed forever.
Yeah, I had a situation. Actually, I insure a hunting lodge in Alaska, and I have, thankfully, I actually had him buy flood insurance
Really?
on all of his buildings. My dad and I
Okay.
went hunting there and had a great time several years ago. But long story short, the river decided to take a turn,
Yeah.
and it took out several buildings.
Really?
And thankfully, we had coverage, and he had, thankfully, I mean, because Mother Nature is just a powerful,
Yeah.
powerful.
And we're constantly seeing changes, even in Michigan.
Well, that's that's what's changing the market right now, right? We've gotten through the market, what we called the hard market, rate adequacy back in the market. But what we're seeing now, what's really affecting things, are the weather and the catastrophic weather we're seeing that is starting to affect. Secondly, just as a note, litigation, right? Massive litigation to the insurance companies, and litigation is becoming a big thing. And I'm not saying anything about personal injury attorneys or anything, but I, until recently, never saw a Morgan & Morgan billboard in Michigan.
Right.
They're everywhere.
They're
Right.
everywhere.
Yeah.
And this is true just because I know from many of the carriers I work with, but there are now actually private equity firms that are funding attorneys to sue and go
Really?
after.
Why don't they just buy their own fleet of ambulances?
Yeah. But
That's
litigation is
Wow.
is the number one concern. When I went to a Liberty Mutual event, that was their number one issue was litigation.
I remember someone told me when I was young, and it stuck with me, that 3% of the population tries to live off frivolous lawsuits or something like that. I think you told me that. Is it?
I didn't, but this country is
Right.
lawsuit happy,
Yeah.
and people are suing for unbelievable amounts, billions. It's
And the challenge is not whether you we're right or wrong. It's you have to defend yourself.
Right. Even if you were right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy, which costs money.
Exactly.
Yes, because once someone files a suit, there's a
You have to-
countersuit.
You have to respond.
Yeah.
You have to respond. Yeah. Well, we appreciate your time, your knowledge, and your sponsorship here at JTV.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
The president of Insurance Circle Agency, Dave Rice. More of the morning show after this.